back with Messy on Purpose, and I have Anthony here with me today. I actually just met him in person, what was it, last week? Yeah, it was last weekend. Mm-hmm. We've been on social media for a little while, I think.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of dive into your film and all that stuff, but do you want to start by like telling everybody, you know, a little bit about yourself? Also, I want to mention Lee is here with us today.
I am. Hello. I got a smaller. I'm at the kids' table right now, but it's okay. It's so totally okay.
He is gonna produce a lot of the in-person podcasts now. I think we're teaming up.
We definitely are teaming up. Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you want to dive into yourself, and then we'll kind of go from there.
All right. Well, my name is Anthony Giovanni Elias. I'm an actor, fight choreographer, and martial artist. I've been in this business now for 15 years. Jesus Christ. Just so much time has gone by.
Have you done this like from the get? Like, is this always something you wanted to get into, or is it something that kind of you started and then you're like, oh, I love this?
You know, so it started with like me as a kid watching like George Clooney's like Batman movie, and like I know how controversial that movie is, and as far as like how terrible it is, to me is like one of my all-time childhood favorites, but
I don't even know which one that is.
I'm sure he's cringing in the background.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, you know, there's a lot to say about the old school films that come out. And remember, you know, I'm super old, so I might look young. Black don't crack. I'm 54, so I've seen everything. So
bless you, bro.
Yeah, so you know, I do appreciate the old. All, you know, to me, you know, Michael Keaton's one of the best Batmans, even though Batfleck is great for me, so.
My man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on, man. Stop playing, yeah. So, continue.
Absolutely. You know, and so, growing up watching that movie, I used to be able to reenact like everything, and I understood.
You can move
like,
that light a little bit.
I remember the dialogue for that film, and like I knew for a long time, like I've always liked acting, and I've always wanted to like get into film, but during that time, I didn't know how to. And on top of the two, growing up with like traditional parents, you know, they don't necessarily see, or at the time they didn't see acting as like a stable job that you can just continue.
It's not really a career path that those type of people think of. Those creative outlets, it's like being an artist and all that stuff. A lot of traditional people don't look like.
No, absolutely. And for them, it was just more so like, yeah, you know, only if you get famous that you're successful. And but anyways, like I had a couple of different ideas of careers that I wanted to pursue and stuff, especially starting off as a martial artist. I've been in martial arts since I was 7. And, you know, growing up, that was just something that my mom wanted me to do. I mean, 1, to kind of get some thick skin, but also 2, growing up, ADHD kid, full of energy. It's either, you know, I go and, you know, put my energy into like some physical use with martial arts, or I keep breaking stuff in the house, you know. So it had to be either one of those things.
I wish more parents would put their kids in martial arts.
Oh, I've already said like I'm going to do that same exact thing for when I have kids. Like as soon as they start being able to walk, or at least at the age of 5, you're in there.
It's so beneficial. Absolutely,
for a lot of things. I mean, 1, again, your child gets to like use like some of that, you know, all that built up energy and put it towards something. And on top of that, it's just also great discipline, great life lessons. You know, that's definitely the thing that set me straight as a kid.
And it helps you like kind of manage your reactions to things too, right? Because it builds up that almost like that patience.
And emotional maturity.
Yes. And I think a lot of people struggle with that as they're like in, you know, adolescence and stuff, and that kind of helps you like kind of adjust differently.
Absolutely. And you know, and so going back to like all these different career ideas, like at first I wanted to be like an MMA fighter and stuff, and then I did that for a little bit. I had a very short, you know, amateur career, and but then at the time I thought about also wanting to do film, and then like funny enough, the fight promoter at the time, he was just like, well, you can only pick one, and you already broke your nose twice, and so, you know, you either got to go ahead and just give up looking pretty, you know, and be in the fight game, or you can keep looking pretty and do the movie game. And it's just like, you got a point. It's like, yeah, if you're going to do the movie game, you got to look pretty.
I mean, not necessarily, right?
I mean,
there
not
are
necessarily.
Parts for everyone.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, I don't exactly see myself as, I don't know, whatever heartthrob you can think of like nowadays or even back then, you know, but just, again, for me, I just want to be able to like do all the cool things I like to do, but like for camera, you know. And yeah, no, funny enough, before I even really got into acting, because then there was also the idea like I was going to join the military, And I did everything. Took like PT tests, like ASVAB and stuff like that. And all I had left to do was like swear in. And at the last second, I bailed out. I was like, I couldn't do it. And this was like after conversations, talking with my older brother, which he himself was a former Marine. And at the time, just joining the military was something that my parents wanted me to do, just because they knew it would be good for me and stuff, and like, financial stability, and top of that, get to travel and see the world and do all these great
things. It's like
things.
you didn't have enough discipline as a kid, though.
You know what? Like, I don't blame my parents, because I was a little shit freaking as a kid. Like, very middle child syndrome. I'm the third oldest in my family, and I caused a lot of like pranks and like not even good ones, just annoying ones.
Just chaos.
And yeah, so for sure they kept me pretty disciplined throughout my life, and I guess they wanted to stick with it. And so the irony about that whole story is I ended up pulling out. My parents were pissed, and they were like, why did you do that? And I explained to them like it's not really what I want to do. I have a passion for acting. And of course they rolled their eyes at first, like, oh Jesus Christ, okay, and then they just eventually caved, and they said, look, we're gonna give you a deal. You need to be spending your time working towards this. Go to castings, do auditions. Like, definitely don't want you just sitting around like waiting to go ahead and do this. Like, go after it. If you're gonna go after it, go after it. We're gonna give you a year, to be, I guess, consistent with it, or to see where it goes. And kid you not, they're like, all right, cool, shake hands on it. And if I didn't make it in a year, I'm shipping out. I'm going back there. I was like, all right, fine. Sounds like a crazy deal to make with your kid, but I understood why they did. And 3 months later, I end up getting cast in my very own first, not only as lead actor, but also as a fight choreographer for the project. And like, I gathered a group of friends, to be able to practice like stunt work and stuff like that, and practice fight choreography. And essentially, I ended up getting sought after by this filmmaker at the time. He was looking to do a documentary on stunt work. And funny enough, he wanted to do a film on an established stunt team, but then like somewhere along the lines, I still don't even remember when, he ended up changing his mind, and he wanted to do one on me and my crew at the time. And he wanted to know what it was like. How does one get into it? Mm-hmm. I guess he wanted to look at it from a different perspective. And so at the time, I was trying to film like my own like project, and I failed horribly. And it ended up being a bunch of great like demo reel footage for everybody, but that was like also where I learned like what it takes to make a movie, even a short film, and it's just like being a director, being a producer, being the actor, being the fight choreographer, being the sound design, or like all that stuff. You end up wearing too many hats. And but like I said, it was definitely a lesson learned, but people got to see the journey behind that. And we were doing interviews and stuff, and I met another filmmaker, and his name is Andrew Dean. I'll never forget this guy. And he ended up approaching me, and he wanted to do a film that's, here's the kicker, based on the military. And my character is, I'm playing as someone who suffers from PTSD. It was a film that, it also brings awareness to the veterans who have fought, for our country and stuff like that. And, sometimes they come back messed up. And
not sometimes, a lot of the time.
They do.
Really.
They do. If anything, most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was an honor to be a part of that project and be able to tell like that story too. But that ended up being the first project that I ever got to like really like acting. I got cast and everything. First lead role, first role ever really. And yeah, it was amazing. And so my parents saw the film, and I looked at them like, see guys, life finds a way. And they were like, yeah, no, that's not what we meant, but great job, Anthony.
So that was what you had to do in order to not go into the military.
Pretty much, yeah. And like I said, it was mainly, like I said, because like it was just something that my parents wanted me to do. It's not what I wanted to do, and I knew that I wouldn't have been happy. So I wanted to go ahead and pursue my passion, with no regrets. And here I am, 15 years later.
So where are you at with like your career?
Now, I mean, so far I started my career back in Florida actually, and that's where most of my career like consisted of. And I've only been in Vegas for like 2 years, and I ended up, before moving here, I ended up becoming part of a project It was called The Wrecker, and I got to go ahead and work with like Tyrese Gibson, Danny Trejo, Harvey Keitel, and Nico Foster, who was the lead of the movie. I love that guy, and it was awesome. And that's where I kind of discovered, like, okay, there's like a lot of opportunity here in Nevada. Like I knew LA was always popular, but then like I came down to Nevada, worked on that movie, and next thing you know, it was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go move in this side of town, because you started hearing like how things are building here, and ever since then, it's been awesome. I've definitely gotten to meet like so many people, working on several projects, and just now, like I would say, like within the past like 5 weeks. I mean, I've been here 2 years now, and I've been working on stuff here and there, but like now things are like picking up, and I think that's just overall just how Nevada, or I should say Vegas, has been building up lately. Like there's a lot of film work happening out here, because I know like obviously like people were like preparing for like the studios to to build on here and stuff like that, and then like that ended up not going through.
Is that like, the Mark Wahlberg one or whatever?
No,
that's one of them.
But that's Warner Brothers trying to come here and and so they voted no twice on those situations. And by the way, I want to ask you a question. What so what do you study? What have you studied and stuff like that?
You mean like in
martial arts?
Martial arts. Oh, so I've dabbled on a few things. So Muay Thai, Capoeira, Taekwondo, Judo, Kali. I'm also currently studying Ninjutsu, and I mean, for me, I'm just overall like fight nerd. Like whatever I can learn, like I want to learn, and especially if I find it useful for me and like what I do, because I'm pretty sure like you've seen like a lot of like martial arts movies.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. I actually studied I have a black belt in American Kimbo. So
oh, dude, nice.
Yeah. So but we studied I studied with a couple people like Huck Plants when he was alive. He's Filipino, so I did some stick fighting, so Scream and Kali as well. Okay. So and I was with a bunch of Filipinos when I was in college, so it was really nice. So.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like for me, I've always wanted to go and like build my own style, and I think I have like now over the years. A little bit
like Bruce Lee, a little bit like.
I definitely want to mix it up a little bit, but like it's funny because like everyone also has like like the Michael Jai Whites, the Jet Lis, the Jackie Chans, like those guys have a particular style. Like when you see them, you know what it is that you're about to get, and for me, I kind of wanted to create something like that, but also mix it in a little bit, with like several things, and so for me. Just like you said, like Bruce Lee, like I like to go ahead and take what is useful and then like toss out what is useless, and try to incorporate that. But also too, like going into like the whole fight choreography aspect of it, because I've choreographed a lot of my own fights, for the most part, for almost everything that I've been in, and my biggest thing is that I also want to be able to like know like these different art forms and stuff like that, and how I can apply them to like these other projects. Because sometimes too you don't always even get to use martial arts for like certain projects. Sometimes you're just brawling and stuff like that, which is still even awesome to me too, because even as a choreographer, I'm here to tell a story. And I know that there are some people that they just like put together moves just to put in like cool moves, and it's like sometimes it doesn't always make sense.
It doesn't a lot, I think, and I think when I look at really great films, I think that Jason Bourne, the second one, which was used a lot of close quarter combat stuff. It was just they're in there, There's, I mean, Craig McCoy, my old instructor, but Ed Parker used to always say, I'll meet you 2 a.m. in a phone booth, and that's what it was like, and that's the type of like you're talking about, like building up this world,
right,
and energy. In different spaces, because a lot of stuff's not going to work. Those long kicks with Taekwondo and stuff like that. So when you're fighting choreographer, when you enter space, and it's always for me being a filmmaker and a director, like or a shooter, I'm like, we're shooting in here. Like, yeah, I want to shoot in here. I'm like, I gotta be. I want to take you off the wall. I mean, so there's all these things that you had to create, and I really like that what you're talking about.
No, absolutely, and it's funny because even when growing up and you're studying martial arts, like we build even like in the dojo, we build a lot of scenarios, just like what you were just describing. And so for me, it's like that's all like kind of like how I base off of even looking at a script and like how I'm going to go and tell the story, because even like when we were practicing in the dojo, like even my teacher will tell me like all those cool moves that you studied, that you've learned, you're not always going to use all of them. And so in this situation, here's what you would do, if you were in like in a tight spot, tight corner, or if someone's holding you like here. You're not going to go ahead and like do like this whatever fancy move and all of a sudden 360 kick in the air, like that's unrealistic, right. And sometimes like that way of like defending yourself, it doesn't look pretty. You know, it's not.
It's not camera.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not something for the camera. And that's the reality of it too. Like fighting isn't pretty. It looks very ugly. You know, and so to try to translate that into film, like with film, like, yeah, of course, you know, with the camera, and you can kind of treat it like a dance. You can make your partner. You can make something look very flashy with a partner, but at the same time, you're also telling a story to make it like nice and gritty, make it look believable. Like that's the line that I want to like walk on, where it's just like I want people to look at this movie and think to themselves like, damn, that was really cool. I don't know how people can perform that, but at the same time, like, I want to learn how to do that. Like, it's possible. Like, you can learn how to do that if you put in the time to it.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful. Like, a lot of it, you mentioned it before, which I like, which is you study the script before you start to make up moves, right? I mean, because if someone is a Navy SEAL, right, they're going to have different fighting tactics if someone just brought, like a blood and bone or something like that. Right. But what happens in bad movies is that they'll put blood and bone type stuff for SEALs or someone who's like a Marine or something like that, right, or a Ranger for that matter in the Army. So it's like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't,
and you know, and like there's some people that, you know, again, if you're just a lover of like martial arts cinema, you'll appreciate it no matter what. And it's funny enough, like most people who watch like these martial arts movies, they don't necessarily care for like the story per se. They're here to see Jackie Chan or Michael Jai White or Tony Jaa like just kick ass, you know. But then like, yeah, you do have some of those like people like they're like fight nerds, like the people who are actually like in the gyms or they actually do like real like cage fighting and stuff like that. Those guys are like, you know, that was cool, but like that wouldn't happen realistically. And like those are the ones that nitpick the films. So, or again, you'll have like that Navy SEAL watching that movie like, I don't know how the hell that would ever happen.
So how do you decipher between what styles that you might be adding to a project where someone, and also to my first question actually is, how do you create your own style? Because when you talk about Tony Jaa, who I know, who just blitzed on the screen when there was nothing, I'm like, what is happening right now? I remember being at the movie theater, seeing this thing, or Michael Jai White, or even a Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, like, you know, more of, not really martial arts, but still, they all have definitive styles. How do you, as a martial artist, fight choreographer, filmmaker, how do you decipher and find your own style for people that are looking at this or listening to this? How do you do that?
So for me personally, like I said, everyone's different. Like I said, it's all based on a story. Like I said, I don't get to use all of the knowledge that I have. And like sometimes, like even for the way that I'm performing like martial arts movements, it isn't always in the martial arts cinematic aspect of it, you know? So again, it goes back into using what, you know, what's useful and then getting rid of what's useless. So in studying like all these different, I mean, in the beginning as a martial artist, because nonetheless, I trained as a martial artist first for the sake of self-defense, and then like obviously like for film and stuff, like all that stuff comes after. But for me, I always wanted to to continue to clean up where I've lacked, you know. So for example, one of the first arts that I studied was Muay Thai. You know, it's a very solid, yes, like powerful martial art, you know, but also at that point I wanted to work on like my fluidity. And so from there I got into capoeira, which is very fluid style of martial art, very elusive, you know, and you get to relax. And from there I thought to myself like, okay, well, you know, I don't really have much grappling game. Then I got into judo. And so what I wanted to do was create like what I like to call like my Street Fighter combat list, you know, a little bag of tricks to be able to then just kind of like, I can make a combination of things into my style, like no matter like what it is. Like if I'm up close quarters with somebody, I can do this. If I'm away from somebody, I can do this. You know, if I'm at medium range, I can do that. If I have a weapon in my hand, I can do this. You know, and so on. And like I said, for me, it kind of calls now for like the situation, just based on the story and what it is that we're doing.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Then you have another question.
I did. I was trying to go from, so stylistically, you have a definitive style, which is the hard style of Muay Thai, which I didn't know a lot about before because I didn't know how badass it was until I saw Tony Jaa.
He made it popular.
He did. He
definitely
really
made it popular. You know, and that's kind of how that goes, doesn't it? Because like with like Muay Thai has been around like since forever. I mean, again, look up any cage fight, you know, MMA fighter. Most of them, that's like kind of like the basis, like between Muay Thai, kickboxing, and stuff like that. But of course, like there is a way that Tony Jaa does Muay Thai because he also adds the parkour element to it.
I mean, I'm rolling my eyes right now because if people don't know that name, it's just he's absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people.
I mean, it's just you have to see what we're talking about. If you haven't seen any Tony Jaa movies, you are sleeping. And it's really nice to see him because a lot of people like the Tony Jaa's or what's his name? He's Chinese. He did IP Man.
Donnie Yen.
It's great to see when someone says these guys overseas don't speak much English. And they finally get an American movie because Tony Jaa got that, and same with Donnie Yen.
Yeah. And
I love Donnie Yen. I mean, he was in one of the dopest Star Wars, Rogue. I mean,
right.
So Rogue One, he was absolutely phenomenal. I thought they should have done a spinoff on that,
right.
How they became a ragtag team. But he's like this blind swordsman that's running around with like a sword and blocking stuff. I mean, it was great to bring his own 2 cents to that. So it's just exciting when you see really nice choreography. But Tony Jaa, he's insane. Right.
I mean, for those that are listening, I mean, imagine a guy freaking running off of a cliff, and he jumps and he does a front flip at you, and then he drops his knee straight to your skull. Like it's insane. Like you wouldn't think. Like first off, you're looking at that. Like how do you do that for movies? Like how do you make that look freaking real? And then again, shouts out to the stunt team for that, because those are the guys that, if you look at Tony Jaa's movies, or even like a lot of like Asian like cinematic movies, it's different how they do fight choreography over there versus how we do in America. We're kind of like implementing, the Asian like style of doing things, but like in Asia, for the most part, they're making like full contact, on like some of these bumps and hits and stuff like that within reason, but yeah, it definitely takes a lot of like conditioning, and like that's another thing though too, because even training with my mentor, funny enough, we're talking about Tony Jaa, and my mentor, his name is Maurice Crump, and if you've seen The Protector 2,
I have.
He's O2.
Wow.
Yeah, that's who he plays. So he's playing the adversary in Protector 2.
Really?
Yeah, and so that's my mentor. He taught me everything.
Yeah,
like I said, I know, and so. He was telling me for those stunt performers and even for him too, the choreographer who puts together who had put together Tony Jaa's movies, like rest in peace now, his name is Pana Ritchikrai.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was very much like someone, like if you were to work with him and his team, like you had to be a martial artist first, which was interesting because he had to train in the art of Muay Thai, or even he'll also take like whatever art that and he'll implement that in like the choreography, but also too like conditioning was like a big thing, working out was a big thing, dieting was a big thing. Like you have to be conditioned to do these things.
Wow.
And so like even like taking like impacts and stuff like that. I mean, you see it in like when we train in martial arts, like now, like some people like they throw like the medicine ball like at your abs and stuff while you're doing crunches. Like you're training and conditioning, which you're also training for like that guy who's about to roundhouse kick you and across your torso. And you're supposed to like take that and then knock him out after that.
Yeah.
And so
how many retakes?
Ooh, man.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I mean that. I saw a movie called Haywire with Gina Carano, who's I think is based
Love
on
that movie.
Me too, because it's super raw, it's super in the moment, and whoever choreographed it felt real.
Yeah,
and she's a good martial artist too as well.
You're absolutely great. I was saying she's also like again for being a real martial artist, like she's absolutely great in performing on screen.
That's different too. You could be a great martial artist, but not necessarily a great on-screen martial artist.
Right.
That's what you've been talking about.
Yeah, and on top of that, I was gonna say like, man, if I had a nickel for every time I've come across that, because like it's so hard to sometimes, because even in this business, even as a choreographer, you end up working with like people who can do martial arts really well, but they've never fought for the screen before, and then you have people who, they never even thrown a punch before, and then next thing you know, you have to like turn them into this badass for the movie.
That's really hard. I mean, Anna de Mars and Keanu Reeves and Ballerina, the gunplay, and I have to thank Christian Bale for a movie that he did probably about 15, 20 years before that. You know what I'm talking about?
Minority Report?
No, not Minority Report. It was the one where they had the gun katas, where it was No, Minority Report was with Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was. I gotta look at it. You guys just start chatting.
For some reason, I consider Minority Report.
Yeah, that's my job. Yeah, but it definitely Minority Report is totally Tom Cruise 1000%. But the movie, I gotta see because it was Bale. He was wearing all white. Remember they're doing the gun katas. This preceded or superseded the John Wick. And without this movie, there's no John Wick because a lot of what they were doing was invented inside of this whole world that Christian Bale's a part of. And I figure I'm gonna find it out.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna look for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it right now.
But like, you know, to go back to his point, like it's like I said, you have to then take someone who, like I said, if they're like a real martial artist and they never fought for film before, you kind of have to now teach them how to fight incorrectly. Which when you're fighting for the camera, you're always fighting incorrectly because like, you know, there's certain punches and like certain kicks or blows that you wouldn't necessarily move that way because like now you're moving to not hurt the other person, and now you're also moving to cheat the camera and make it look real. So yeah, to go ahead and like break all those things down too, it's definitely
it's a lot harder than just knowing the skills. Like you have to be able to fake the skills too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's like really great, you know, movies where someone's playing Bob Dylan. It's like if they don't learn actual chords, even though you can try to fake it, but if you don't know how to make a G, like a G or C or whatever, and you're moving your fingers on the guitar and you're strumming it wrong, but it's not a big deal. People are like, he's not really playing, you know, that's
but you can definitely call it out.
Yeah. Equilibrium, so by the way.
Equilibrium,
so
that's
dope.
what it was.
So dope. Like without that movie and that was 2002, so without that film, there is there is a John Wick Equilibrium, you know, but this was the first, before the Equilibrium with Denzel Washington? Because you can't copyright titles,
right.
So
are you thinking about Equalizer?
That's what I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's not the same time, but yeah, you can't copyright titles anyway. Something like Star Wars, you can because it's whatever.
It's like a popular franchise.
But just in general, but yeah, Equilibrium. Yeah, it was a great movie, 2002.
Right, and I was gonna say to even to for example, like doing like a hook, you know, sometimes for the camera, depending on how you shoot it. It doesn't always like register like right away as like a quick hook or like either across face or someone has to like duck it and stuff. But to make it look, I don't know, for lack of a better word, I guess broader to the audience that like, oh yeah, it was that it was a haymaker. Like most people wouldn't throw how they have us do it on film sometimes. The arm is like stretched out. And then we have to go ahead and clear the camera.
The camera, because it's behind her. That's nothing too. You guys have to be in a lot of like gym spaces and dojos to take out it's like a real quick cell phone or whatever or something just to kind of work on the choreography while you're doing it because you've got to see what it looks like before you actually get to set.
Right, absolutely. And and sometimes I was gonna say like to do like certain movements like that, like you wouldn't throw like a punch like with your arm like wide out like this. I mean, there's also a lot of reasons like where people can catch it and like do something else or whatever. But anyways, but like because you're not only like you're not only performing for the people who are just going to enjoy this movie, but you're also going to perform for the average audience that they're not even sure if they're into action films. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to watch it and they're going to find it cool. And what registers as a punch to them also registers different to someone who's like a professional at this. Mm-hmm. Like I can go ahead and do a normal hook. And a professional will be like, okay, that was a hook, But like, depending on how you're moving, how fast you're moving, some people just can't register it.
I don't even watch the action parts.
And see, and funny enough, like that's those are the people that really we are performing for. It's for everyone to be able to enjoy it,
Yeah. It's just that's fighting or like car chases and stuff like that. I could care less. Just get to the point.
I'm telling Justin.
Oh, he knows.
I know.
We watched Too Fast, Too Furious for two different reasons. So let's just say
which
that.
one?
The Too Fast, Too Furious.
No, there's 10 I've watched.
The second one is called Too Fast.
Oh, Too Fast. Okay. Wait, is it the second?
Come on, Lee. I can't know more about it.
Tokyo Drift.
No, that's the third.
That's the third one?
That's the third one.
That one's a sleeper.
I know, because I've watched Too
watch
Fast, Too Furious way too many times.
The fool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so funny. So I like the comedy in that one.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Really, that was the main thing. And then, obviously, I thought Paul Walker was. So I was a teenager,
Dope.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, Too Fast was with Tyrese.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's so funny in that. Like, they're hilarious. At the end, he's like, "We ain't hungry no more."
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that was cool. I got to go ahead and work with him on a project like not so long ago. Like it premiered. It's called, like I said, it's called The Record. And yeah, he's just a funny individual.
He has to be. Like, you can tell it's just naturally funny.
Absolutely.
It's not
Right.
It's not staged.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and it was cool to see him like work because like so far I've worked with like quite a few celebrities over the years, and like it's cool to kind of like see them work, while like even just being on set from that perspective, because like Tyrese, for example, like I get why he's famous. Like I get why he's as successful as he is, because like he was also someone who could be cool, like on set and stuff, like he'll joke and make laughs and stuff like that. But then like seeing him snap in,
Like, he can just get in with the character quick.
right?
Yeah.
And like the guy has like charisma about him, and like it's like, and even like as far as like lines, like sometimes like he's just improvising, and it's just like.
That's why it's funny. It's
Right.
like naturally funny because it comes out that way. And I mean, I'm sure most little comments that you get, like Chris Rock is probably another one.
Mm-hmm.
If in like his movies and stuff, I guarantee there's things that he says that are just off the wall, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "That's gold."
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say I'm not sure you guys saw Eastbound Down, but Danny McBride is probably one of the funniest guys in television. I mean, there's a lot of funny guys in television, but Danny McBride is just that guy. I mean, everything he comes out of his mouth is just hilarious, and his improvisation with all his buddies and stuff like that. I'm not sure how many things you've ever seen, but he's just gold. The guy is. I mean, he just did a show called Mega Churches or whatever, and his.
You're talking about like Righteous Gemstones?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah, I would say both those shows are freaking absolutely
All
amazing.
of them. South. Well, what is it? South by down. Eastbound Down.
Eastbound Down, yeah.
But Vice Principals is. It's gold.
Really?
Vice Principals is just as good as Gemstones, if not better.
Gotta check that out.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I'll check it out, but if I
Yeah.
will.
It's really good.
Oh god, but that's kind of like how I am like these days too. Like I'm behind on like so many like movies and shows and stuff. There's just so much stuff out
You
there.
have to be, because it's not like it's the 1970s when I was growing up, like where we had like 5 channels. I mean,
Right.
like that's why we were all, when we were Gen Xers, were walking around like, oh, we saw the same show. No, not you, but somebody else that's my age, but saw the same show. Like we can go around that, because now, man, it's like there's too much. Like you said, it's just too
It's
much.
just too much, and like we have like all these different streaming apps and stuff, and it's just like, man, I don't even know how to keep up with it. Like again, like I sometimes get like reminder text messages like, hey, did you see Predator Badlands yet? The answer is no, I haven't.
You're in trouble, man. I'm so mad at you right now, bro.
I know. You know what's even worse? I can't even watch that yet because I haven't even seen Prey yet. Which for people who know me, I know. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna send
sorry.
the Yachua your way, bro. You're done.
Yeah.
I'm sending it your way.
Yeah.
But they're both really great. I mean, this one's
Oh,
it's
I've
12
heard.
out of 10. Yeah.
I've
Do you
heard.
find it's hard to like watch these things because they don't make as good of things as they used to, and you have other things as distractions like social media scrolling and stuff like that as well?
No, absolutely. I was gonna say because for me also too, like that's. I was just talking about this not too long ago with another actor friend of mine, and like for me, like I spend my weekends trying to like I have my day job, and then like on the weekends I'm trying to do something that further progresses like my acting career, and whether that's training, whether that's doing a project, whether that's coming to a podcast, or even do like photo shoots, which that's exactly where I was before I came here. So again, like at the end of the day, like I'm always trying to constantly build myself, and I mean every now and then I have like that one day, or I'll make a day for myself to be able to just kind of like unwind, relax. But even on those days, I sometimes still can't bring myself to, unless it's something I have to watch, to sit down, watch a show, because sometimes social media is a distraction, or you get called and like, hey, we're hanging out over here, blah, blah, and like just other things like pop up.
I work with the TV on, like it'll be on, but I don't, you know what I mean? So
No,
like you're not
absolutely.
really in tune with it, and that's the same as like people who turn the TV on to watch something and then they're scrolling on their phone. It's
Right.
the same thing. It's just a different distraction.
I feel like it's relaxing kind of to do that sometimes. So you just, I mean, it's
Oh, just
weird.
scroll? I don't even know the last time I scrolled.
Yeah, you scroll like you're watching TV a little bit. So it's just kind of, there's so much distractions these days. So
And I can multitask pretty well. Like I can go ahead and do that, but then like like I know that there are some people. I have a friend of mine who like he'll scroll on his phone and like he'll watch this thing that he's never seen before, but he's trying to watch it, and like how can you watch that and then do that, and like you're trying to pay attention to the story. I can't do that. I got to do one of those things.
Oh, I can do that. Justin will turn something on the TV, and I'll be working away,
Right.
just doing my thing, and then I'll ask him a question about. He's like, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, see,
I was like,
wild.
oh, well, this, and this happened, and he's like, how did you know that?
Right. And it's like, it's one thing is like if you're doing that with a rerun, but it's like, no, this is a fresh show.
He's seen me do that with just
She
like
can do
walking.
it. I don't know how.
Yeah, like we're walking, we're still talking, and I'm like going through and finding stuff on my phone and sending it to him at the same time.
I stopped talking because I don't know. She's actually taking in information on the phone, and I'm talking like. She said, what I say is, I'll stop talking until you're done. She said, no, keep going. You said this, this, and this, and this. I'm like,
Yeah,
how did you know that? Keep going. I'm like, I can do two things. I'm like, I cannot do that.
That's a good gift.
That's how my brain
gift.
works.
Totally.
It works. I get a lot done.
Yeah, no, that's a gift.
So
I'm too ADD for that.
see, my ADHD is the reason I can do that. So going back to kind of the films and stuff, and like not being able to watch everything that's new, and like some of the stuff just kind of sucks. What did you guys think of the Happy Gilmore?
I have not seen the
Don't watch it. It's horrible.
I mean, I wouldn't. Okay, so
I mean, I grew up on the original. That's freaking great.
That one's amazing.
you can't. Yeah, it's like the problem is that.
Look, you're gonna come all defensive towards it.
No, not at all. I'm on your side. Like it pains me to say this. Like we waited this many years for something like that, and it was just a letdown. And obviously, you know, the sensibilities of people getting canceled these days. There's a lot of crap. I mean, let's look at Waterboy. Someone's like, "You're retarded," or what? I mean, you can't say these things.
Oh, but it's such gold.
I know it is. And that's one of the reasons why it wasn't as good. And I'm not I mean, I love him, but it wasn't good. She's right. I mean,
it was terrible.
It was terrible.
So what? Kind of dissected it last night. We were talking about it while we were at Popstroke, and so what it was they brought in all of these like different celebrities and stuff, and like it was almost like these little pop-ups right throughout the entire film, and then they turned around and they used the build-up to this horrible film to sell things like Subway. So it was all like publicity stunts.
I thought Eminem was pretty funny in that, by the way.
You thought who?
Eminem.
No, I thought that was really stupid, and that was completely pointless.
That was probably better than everything was pointless in the movie. But
the entire movie was
But
pointless.
I'm saying like that was it was a good bit. I mean, like there's a lot of little bits of the kids and stuff like that. I thought the kids the sons were cool, but it lacked a lot. And I thought that if we had to wait this long to see this movie, why did someone not do a rewrite? And I mean, he's a genius. I mean, you know, Billy Madison, all the stuff he's done. You know,
he kind of sucks now. Like, I'm not trying to be mean Adam Sandler at all. I think
Hubie Halloween was out of control.
That one was still
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
but like a lot of his stuff sucks because he now is this dad character. He's not like he's not a cool, funny character anymore, or a random funny character. He's just dad, and that can be played by anybody.
No, it absolutely can. I mean, I was gonna say, like, especially like when it comes to like dad jokes, and it's like anybody can go and make dad jokes.
I can make dad jokes. I'm not even a dude.
Yeah, but again, I think also too, it goes back to what you were saying. Like now we're also in a different time where, like the humor and like even like certain words that we use, like we're constantly
Do you
policed.
think, though, that if you pushed it a little bit, because I think society wants you to. I think social media does this extremist with all these people and that stuff because you can blow these things up and highlight it and you know go after it. But like if somebody were to actually push it, how many people would actually love it?
I think we're gonna see.
Yeah,
I mean, because he's 98 years old. Mel Brooks is going to be doing part 2 to the original Star Wars that he did. May the Swords be with you. So that was.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
So he's 98.
I've never seen Star Wars.
Well, that's Star Wars, but this is the.
Oh, it's
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Oh, they're making another one of those?
Yes,
I've
they
never
are.
even seen that before
But you
either. I
need
just
to.
remember the characters.
We're going to talk about weird stuff that's
remember
happening.
on the box, that picture? That's what I know.
The box. Oh, you're that's right.
For like
you're
a
young.
VC or
Yeah, I saw it in the movie
VCR,
theater.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
VCR.
So, but yeah.
Good times.
But all the stuff like that, yeah, I mean, they get, you know, like the Blockbuster night and stuff like that. But, you know, there's a joke in there. It's really funny. You got white guys who are combing. He's like, I want to comb the sands. And the white guys have a normal comb. And then they've got a black group who are on blacks like, what'd you guys find? We ain't found you know,
right.
And they're using a pick, like an actual Afro pick.
That's
so, but they're doing
funny.
things like that. That's funny to me.
Do you think they're actually going to produce that?
They said they're supposed to be in production.
Really?
Apparently, I think they're in the middle of it, or I
Yeah.
think I might have seen someone that they actually just wrapped.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I hope so. I hope so, because we got to bring comedy back.
No, absolutely. That I'll say. I mean, you know what it is. I don't know. This might be controversial, but screw it.
I'm all about it, as you can tell. I've probably pissed off 10 people.
Probably. But you know, it's funny. In entertainment, whether it's music, honestly, in any kind of art, it is a very, liberal business. And, whatever. I don't lean one way or the other.
Right.
I kind of like keep politics like out of the conversation for the most part. But in regards to the business, it's a very liberal business. And so in that sense, that's just kind of like where we are, like in society nowadays, where you have to, the business is trying to satisfy everybody. And at the end of the day, you're never going to. Like, one person is going to get pissed off about something.
Why do we have to be all one way? Why does it all have to be one thing? Why can't it be multiple different things to cater to every person?
Cancel culture.
Yeah, that's BS.
That's really what it is. Yeah.
This cancel culture crap.
Yeah.
Because they took my comedy away, and that was the only movies I liked watching.
Right, and I'm pretty sure Happy Gilmore. Again, I'm almost intrigued to like watch it myself just to see how bad it is that you guys are talking about.
You kind of got to, yeah. You kind of got to.
And on top of that, I don't know. For me, I'm just the type of like, look, if there's a sequel to something, I gotta see it just to finish the story.
It's terrible just going in, but
Right, but also too, like that also kind of sucks because like, man, if that movie, if that's what was going on, like behind the scenes and stuff like that, if people were censored of what jokes they can say and what not to say or anything like that, or even certain words, then at that point for me it was just like, then don't even make a sequel.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
But I also do know why the industry is like trying to make sequels to like these old movies or even remakes of these old movies is for nostalgia bait. They're also trying to either one, bring back the old audiences, or or two, they're trying to reintroduce to the younger audiences of like, hey, this classic thing back then, we're gonna remake it, or here's a sequel to it now. And usually when they make a sequel, people go back and watch the original, so that they can go ahead and like understand the new one.
Yeah.
But no, it just doesn't. It'll just never hit the same, especially with the older crowd who saw the originals.
Do you know why I would never get further into acting? It's not because it's not fun. It's kind of fun, right? But I was on a Netflix set as like a background person or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, they pissed me off on the way they do things because they're super liberal and they played the whole mask game, right? And they were like, well, if you're outside, you don't have to wear it, but if you're inside, you have to wear it. And this is when you didn't even have to wear a mask here. This was just California's crap. They brought here. So I ended up getting into it with a little dude that wanted to try to tell me what to do. That was probably like 13. I don't know how old he was. He was probably 17 or something. But anyways, he was just like a young dude, and he like not. There was hundreds of people, right? And there was more than half not wearing a mask, and he targeted me for some reason, and it just straight pissed me off. And then the girl calls, and she's like, we just really need you to follow protocol, blah, blah, blah. For some reason, he has it out for you. And I was like, this is really stupid, and I'm fine with going home. Right. I ended up finishing out without a mask, but still.
Right.
So that was when I knew Hollywood, no thanks.
Yeah, no, it definitely has changed over the years. It definitely has. I mean, who knows? Just like what we were saying earlier, like one, definitely like it needs to come back, especially like comedy and stuff like that, and just honestly just the freedom to create your own story, tell it however you want to, and again, just knowing that like you're not going to be able to please everybody, and that's absolutely okay.
Do you think like all these big companies, this Hollywood circle that we are so used to is kind of fading a little bit because we have like P. Diddy, that's it. It's, I don't know, I just mushed it together. But anyway, P. Diddy, whatever, he's in jail. But you got like all these people getting in trouble for things, or things are coming out and coming to light, and like Hollywood's kind of crashing and burning in a sense. Do you think that's going to open up opportunity for people to start new versions of Hollywood? So then we have more independent creators creating things that people actually want.
I mean, possibly. It's interesting because nowadays, what does Hollywood mean nowadays? I mean, for me, I just know that in this industry, you have a lot of people who are winning and they're becoming successful in like many different ways. You know, I was gonna say, like, obviously I come from a generation where social media was like developing, and so it was still a thing, you know, but just kind of like how I was brought up, like in the film business, is like, you know, you take your acting classes, you train, you master the craft, you go to the audition, and if you win the audition, okay, great, that's how you got the part and you got successful, and so on. You know, nowadays people, you know, win for different things, and you know, either you have like the look, you know, or you know, you simply have connections to somebody inside and you just kind of like get hooked up, or you know. And nowadays social media is something that I notice the industry is tending to fall for, like in that, like now people can get certain opportunities just for having X amount of followers, you know. And again, not to knock anybody who is like a social media influencer and stuff like that. I mean, even social media itself is like hard, you know, because you got to study like algorithms and stuff like that, really study like, you know, social media. And I've seen people, I know people who are influencers who stress over that thing, like, oh man, this one video, I thought it was gonna hit, but like it did, then it didn't, you know. So, you know, anyways, my answer to how the industry is changing is just that, who knows? I mean, it's kind of everywhere. Like I said, there's really no right way to do things anymore. Like for me, like all I can bank on is that I can just be good at what I do. And as far as like the whole social media aspect, I mean, sure, I market myself, you know, but whether something's going to blow up or I'm going to be an overnight success, I don't know. I'm not really trying for that. You know, for me, I just want to be good at what I do and, you know, just be known for that. But as far as like the industry changing, I mean, it's been changing for a long time.
Yeah.
I think social media gives opportunity to it spotlights people that wouldn't normally have the opportunity, which is cool, and it brings out the uniqueness of people because you can put whatever you want out there.
Right, and I was gonna say, and that's where I was getting into, because of social media. Like now, just like you said, you can put a spotlight on yourself. You can literally build yourself as a brand, you know, and now you don't have to wait, you know, for an investor or a producer to essentially choose you, you know, in order to build you. And I think that's also the thing though too. Like Hollywood doesn't build stars anymore. You know, I mean, they
don't have stars because they don't need it, because they've regurgitated, you know, Spider-Man how many times? I mean, like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was good enough, but then it keeps starting over and over. Then you have Garfield, and then we've got his Spider-Man now, and then we've got the new ones with Tobey Maguire, and then Garfield, and then now we have what's his name? The newest Spider-Man. Yeah, Tom Holland. Yes. Yeah. But so, and going back to the original question, which you said, I think Hollywood, there's a lot of people that don't get a chance to tell their narratives like they used to. But the thing that's interesting about Hollywood now, that it is much changing, because you've got Drewski, you've got Kai Cenat, you've got, you know, they both did a movie with Kevin Hart, and guess what happens when Marlon Wayans did his movie Him? Where did he go? He went on Kai Cenat's chat.
That's
right? Everybody does. I mean, you saw, and also too, Drewski and I Show Speed, who won, you know, Streamer of the Year 2 times in a row or something like that. The guy's out of control. I mean, they're making so much money. The only thing that's disheartening for me is that I wish they wouldn't. They all have agents with WME or Gersh or ICM or any of the biggest, you know, agencies in the LA. So now these agencies that weren't looking for people that were social media gurus, they're like now saying yes. And The Rock knew that back in the day. Same with Kevin Hart. They started meeting with Jake Paul back in the day. We're talking about 8, 9, 10 years ago. They were showing up on his feed and doing skits and stuff like that with him. So they realized that they've got to kiss the rings to some of these guys now that are super duper stars. So it's going to give us a chance now to tell other narratives. Going to give a chance, I think, for indie people, because when I bought my first non-linear editing program, which was Final Cut Pro 1.1, my computer was $10,000. We're talking 1999 when I was editing my own stuff on a little GL1, you know, 1394 Firewire. I had SCSI hard drives, a Power PC, which was a Mac. But it was crazy. I mean, and I shot 35 and 16 millimeter film, which is super expensive. So now, I think it's changing. I think there's gonna be a lot more stuff. The only thing that scares me right now is I'm hoping Netflix will buy Warner Brothers and not let Paramount Plus buy it, because if that happens and Paramount Plus gets it, we're in trouble. It's going to be like 3 major powerhouses, because everyone else is disseminated. They're all gone, and it's going to be like Warner Brothers and Universal and somebody else. I mean, that's going to be it. So I'd much rather not have Paramount Plus own Warner Brothers.
Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus
yeah.
sucks. That app is horrible.
Yeah. No, I'm not even subscribed.
I have it for South Park.
Yours.
Oh yeah.
I'm using
South Park. Yeah, that was that's the only. That's
except for the new
reason.
season sucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh, wow. Damn,
And they never miss. And she told me, I was like,
You still gotta watch it. You know what I mean? Like you just got to, but like it sucks.
Yeah, no,
They
and
went
I was
too
gonna say,
hard.
like with Netflix buying Warner Brothers, like the biggest I think fear that people have with that is hopefully they don't change like the whole theater aspect of it, like with like theatrical releases, because people are like now afraid, like like the movie theaters, like it's gonna be.
That makes me mad. I saw everything. I see all these movies. I see all these movies at the movie theater. But I think that Netflix, what I like about them, they are very smart. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you watch Stranger Things, the new seasons came out. They dropped 4, and on Christmas or the 24th New Year or Christmas Eve, they're gonna drop the other 3. But the final one, you guys, or you have to wait like a week or 2 weeks. It's going to the movies. So the last episode is an hour and 30 or hour and 45 minutes. So it's a movie, but you have to go. So I love the Duffer Brothers. They're old school. They love that analog. And so get people out of their, off the couch and into a movie theater, which is wonderful. So the last 4 of the 5th season and final season is going to be released. 3 of them will be released at home on Netflix. And the final one will be December 25th at the movie theater.
That's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I do like what they're doing too, because I saw Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein in theaters.
Genius.
Absolutely love that movie, and so I find it like strange. Like, I'm surprised like Netflix is actually doing a theatrical release. So I'm glad that they're actually getting into that, and it's going to be interesting to see how all that stuff finalizes too. Because I know like Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, and Steven Spielberg, they all they either had a meeting or they're going to have a meeting with Netflix in regards to like how their projects or directors in general who work for Warner Brothers, how their projects are going to get treated, because they still want very much for like the movie theater to still be alive, which I'm a big supporter of that. Again,
huge,
old school. Like I love going to the movie theater. I recently just rewatched Kill Bill.
Oh, was it out there? Oh, yeah. I saw Back to the Future as well, like that too as well. It's like a 40-year anniversary or something like that.
Yeah. And I saw like the whole. It's called the whole bloody affair. And like to me, I'll say it's a 4-hour flick, but man, that's like the correct way to watch that film. Going forward. Yeah. Just it's all like pretty much like two movies in one. There is an intermission in between, but also too they had like added scenes in the film, so like even things that you haven't seen in like the original Kill Bills volumes 1 and 2. Like now there's new stuff.
Wow.
So it's awesome. And there's like a lost chapter, which I don't want to spoil what that is. People who've already seen it, they already know what that is. Still fun to watch.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like after the credits there's like a lost chapter.
Really?
But
I've been waiting for the next volume, if he ever does it, which is, Maya Hawke, which is Uma Thurman's daughter. She's on Stranger Things. I don't know if you know that. So it's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
I didn't even know they had
looks exactly like her.
That's wild.
That looks, you've seen her. She's the girl that works at the ice cream spot.
Okay.
Short hair.
Yeah.
She's like she's bisexual, lesbian, or whatever on the show, whatever. So that's her. So I would put later years. She teaches her daughter to do martial arts, and then remember in Kill Bill, the black girl says, "If you ever want to fight me," so they should meet. That would be if I had a chance to direct something. I'm like, please, Tarantino, you write it. Let me direct this, man.
Yeah.
Let me direct this. I mean, I probably want to write, but I don't know why he's not done it. It's screaming right now to me.
Isn't he about to do like his 9th film, or
he has one film left? Yeah, 1 film left. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know if it's 9th or whatever, but he's making only 1 more film.
Man, if that's gonna be the last film, that should be it. Like it should be Kill Bill.
I don't think it's even on his radar. But for me, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, and I've also been thinking about I would love to direct and write with Luc Besson and say, hey, if I could get your blessing, can I do Professional 2 with Natalie Portman now? Leon's in trouble. She's been training and she's got to train now, and she's like, it's like a ballerina. Like she comes in and saves Leon's butt this time.
Right.
As just the badass. I'm like,
that would be cool.
Can we please do that?
That would be cool. I mean, hey, let's see how much money this Kill Bill makes in theaters, and see if that sparks like any interest. Like, hey man, Volume 3, people are asking for it. We've been asking for it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did on tangent.
I went on tangent.
Yeah.
I knew him coming.
Yeah.
You guys would just start going.
Movie guy. Okay, I'll talk your ear off. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's like you guys are gonna be friends after this.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, where else do you want to take it? Anywhere else?
Wait, I got a question for you. This is a good question. Like a final lot. We got 5 minutes or whatever. But whatever we got. It's her choice. She's a boss. But what? I was in a movie, an HBO film. I was, some drug dealer, or whatever, and it was like it's called Grand Avenue, and it's pretty dope. But I talked, and how it works in industry. It's really hard. I went up to this guy because I had some martial arts experience, stuff like that. Wasn't a black belt at the time or whatever. And I talked to this black dude who was on the set. And I said, hey, man, how do you get into it? And so there's this thing that happens with black people on sets. All of my, whatever I've ever gotten from anybody, help with anything, has been non-person, has been my color. Because it's like this crab in a bucket. So I said, hey, man, it's cool you get these guns and you're doing these stunts and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, man, it takes a long time. He wasn't nice. He didn't say, so... You're nice. Tell people how would they want to try to get into fight choreography and stuff like that, because a lot of times it's a closed thing. Like in Hollywood, it's always closed. When I step on set and I see someone else black or whatever, they're like, nope, there can only be one chocolate chip on this set, man. And there's so it was him and a bunch of Jewish dudes walking around, which is fine, but he's like, I'm the guy, and I was nobody. I was just like a little extra, my Screen Actors Guild card, so, but he didn't want to give me any information. I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how you come across a lot of people in this business that they're just, very secretive with their information. And like, part of me gets it, because I guess, nobody wants to go ahead and spill like their own secrets of how they won, But like, I don't know, I have this philosophy about competition. And for me, there's absolutely no such thing. Only because, like, at the end of the day, if you and I were up for a role, like, we are two very different people. We have different backgrounds. Like, it's like goes back to what I'm talking about. People win for different reasons. I could have all the skills in the world, for what this character that they have, like, for what it requires, But they'll go ahead and pick him because maybe he has better acting chops than I do, and they're willing to invest. Like, for them, it's like but the character is supposed to be like a great fighter and stuff like that.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. If you have better acting chops, like, you're gonna get picked, even though like your character says like one line, but like they want that fucking line to sell. So, and at that point, like, that is what it is. I just think that at the end of the day, like I said, we all come from different backgrounds and we all train differently. And as far as like telling like all the secrets, like, I have no problem like telling somebody like what I've done and how to get into the business. So for me, to answer your question, to get into like fight choreography and to get into like stunts, I always say, start off with martial arts first. Learn how to, not only defend yourself, but also learn what it means to throw a punch, and learn what it means to throw a kick, and really master like the techniques of it, and also learn how to control your body. Because that's really the biggest thing about fight choreography and doing stunt work, is learning how to control your body, making things look real, and of course translating those techniques to the camera. And then from there, learn the camera, learn how to move for it. Because again, also too, learning how to kick, at a kicking bag is very different than kicking at the camera. Or even kicking a person to make that look real.
Or not kick the camera.
Right, don't kick the camera. Don't kick the camera. That's like $80,000 out of your check. But
do you know from experience? No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Okay. I would say definitely go ahead and train. And on top of that too, it goes back to like the quote I was saying earlier, I think before cameras roll or after, where, nowadays we have our phones. Record yourself, keep practicing, go ahead and find some like-minded people who, want to also do what you do, or even if they just simply support you and they want to see you win. Go out there and do it, and, post it, put it out there, to the world, because it's all cringe until it works, And that was the quote that I was saying earlier, like, it's all cringe till it works. You'll feel weird about it, like posting, but then like until someone says like, hey, that thing you were doing, it was absolutely great. We could actually use you for it. at that point, it's like, damn, I was embarrassed to freaking post that. Next thing you know, I got a job.
See, that's interesting you say that, because Felicia's been helping with that. I don't, been kind of new in the photography field a little bit and taking photos and stuff like that. And I just said, you know what, I'm put the photos that we shot the other day, and I've been putting up photos that I've been working on. And I said, finally said, hey, if you want some shots like this, pay me what you think it's worth for an hour of your time, an hour of my time. It's like, I want people to feel they're, like you said before, adding dovetailing what you said also too, non sequitur, which is, it all works until it doesn't work until it to make
it feels cringe until it works.
It's kind of like self-sabotaging that I do to myself a lot. So I'm like, I do something and I have a short film that I haven't released yet, but I'm like, I need to get it. I mean, it's done, but I'm just unable to just get myself to get over the hump to push it out to the film festivals, because you don't know until you know. You never know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and that's just kind of what it is. Like, sometimes you kind of have to like get outside of your own comfort zone, or just get outside of your own thoughts, because we are all our own worst critics. Like, there are things that I have done, like, on film and stuff like that, or even just projects that I've done that me personally I don't even talk about. I don't even like it, but like I put it out because like, look, it's a thing that I did. Here you go. And you'd be surprised. Like, sometimes I get praised for like that thing that I hate. I get praised for. And I'm just like, that's freaking wild. Like, that's the freaking thing that's making me successful right now.
That's so wild. Yeah, it really is.
So I would say, train hard, keep studying, master the craft, ask all the questions. Even if that person responds to you, in that kind of way that as you've experienced, again, cool, ask somebody else.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't be discouraged by one person telling you, hey, this, or not telling you anything. You just got to continue. That's all I did. I mean, I was more inquisitive. I think I would have taken it differently if I was 30, but I was like 23 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I just take it under like, all right, whatever. I wasn't, I felt kind of bad, but it's more of like, keep it moving, man. To find people that and now that, like you said, with these phones, man, like, we didn't have these kind of phones back in the 90s and stuff. Like, it's crazy. So you can do all kinds of things. You can practice and get your 10,000 hours in, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say, we have our phones that we shoot in like 4K. Like, now people are making movies on their phones now. It's like, there's absolutely like no excuse as to why you can't freaking just go put on some clothes, go to a dirty alleyway somewhere, get two people, and just start filming. Just turn the camera on.
If you guys do that, I want to be there next time, because I got some expensive cameras.
Oh, let's go. I'm down for it.
I've got a DJI Ronin 4D that it's basically. Have you seen those before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a bunch of that. I got a ton of stuff, man. So
that's freaking dope.
He's got it all.
No, I'm absolutely up for it too, because also, that's another thing I want to definitely leave this with too, because me and my friends, like, even now, I've been in this business for 15 years, and like every now and then I get a cool break, here and there, but like, when I'm not working on set, when I'm not doing those things, again, I spend my weekends trying to build myself, trying to further myself. And sometimes, that's having to, and it's the very thing that literally led me to where I am today, what got me started in this business, is that you should be training, you should be practicing, or again, create your own content. Don't wait for anybody to give you the opportunity. You have to go ahead and create, and create the image that you want people to see you as. Because funny enough, recently I just did a vertical film challenge, and it's for the Optics Film Festival.
I saw that. Yes,
yeah. And so I have a buddy of mine. Her name is Yuvia, and she's the writer and director for this.
She's really short, right, or something like that. Yeah, she's one of my friends. I just met her.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You guys know all the same people.
Yeah.
No, it's like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
she's really nice.
She's an absolute, talented individual, and
she's a writer. I didn't know what she
definitely wrote this project.
Oh, really?
She writes. She definitely writes.
Okay, good.
She's kind of like a jack of all trades, like type of actress. She sings, she writes, she produces, all that stuff, and she always wanted to do like a badass role. Like, she says she's very inspired by like people like Michelle Rodriguez and stuff. And she always wanted to like look cool and like be a badass chick, and like for her it's tough for people to see her that way, because the funny thing is that she trains her ass off. She actually studies like Muay Thai and stuff, and she also did Kung Fu, and like she really knows how to do this shit. And so it's hard for people to take her seriously, because she posts like her training and doing the thing, and again, still a thing to do, but like, because she's short, and it's hard for people to like, I guess, kind of take that seriously, and like, okay, how is this short little girl supposed to be like super badass and take on like these 6 foot freaking guys? Well, she ended up. I mean, she knew me for quite some time, and she knew that I, was a fight choreographer and I know how to stunt perform and stuff like that, and so she ended up writing this concept. This festival inspired her to put together this concept, and I think it was like all based on the location too. That was found by another buddy of ours named Roberto, and she ended up making this this concept, and she asked me to go ahead and choreograph the fight for her. And so I did. And it was all, again, based on the script, making it look realistic, and making it to where it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, like she is this, like, you could tell in the film, like, obviously she is this short little girl, and I'm like, 6 foot tall, But the way that we coordinated the fights, we made it look like as if she's not fighting me with like brute strength. She's definitely not doing that. She's fighting me with smarts. So it's like, again, if you choreograph it and you write it a certain way, it can make sense and it'll sell. And like right now, I mean, as we speak, my phone's like freaking vibrating in my pocket. I'm getting like we're all getting like awesome comments and stuff because people are now able to vote like on the website. And which if you're watching this by the time between now and the 17th, go ahead and vote on the opticsfilmfestival.com and vote for the film Erasure. Little shameless plug.
That's nothing shameless about that.
Yeah, and so like I said, it's cringe until it works.
Yeah.
And so it's awesome. And because like now there are people who we've shown it, in private to like other, other investors, other, producers and stuff, and people are seeing it. And like now people are saying like, that's crazy. I cannot believe like you freaking did that. Like not me, but like her. They're praising her for her performance and like what she did. And it's just like, to me, it's like, wow, I'm like, she then could do that. Mm-hmm. But no one's ever seen it because this is her first time being able to perform something like that for film, and at least in this scale, and even as a lead actress as well. So it's interesting. I told her like, watch now. You've done it yourself. You've put the work out. You put the work in, and like now you've created the image that you want people to see you in. And so once this premieres and people start seeing it, watch, your phone's gonna blow up. And next thing you know, you'll start getting cast for this role and that role. And it's funny because like she is like so freaking short. But then like I was also telling her like it's all freaking Scarlett Johansson is. I mean, according to Google. Sorry, Joe. She's 5'3".
Scarlett Jo is 5'3".
According to Google, she's 5'3".
I gotta look this up right now. Quick,
and I'm just and I'm just saying like, and look at that, like she's freaking Black Widow.
Exactly.
Right. One of the most badass chicks like in freaking superhero cinema. And so it's like, she's short, but like again, also too, granted it's a superhero, movie or show, whatever. Like, everything's like fictional. You can kind of create like a whole fantastical, story behind like why she can go ahead and beat up like all these guys. But like I would say, for the most part, like they stick, to like the realism like of her character as well. But like again, it's all about good story. Also camera angles too. That's most females, they end up getting like that low high shot.
Yeah.
And they make them look slightly taller.
Yeah. Or put them on Apple boxes and stuff like that. And you're right. She's 5'3". I've never, I met a lot of people before, but I've never seen her in real life. Right. I can't imagine. She's 5'3". I thought ScarJo was like more like 5'7" or something like that. 5'6". Yeah. But 5'3". How tall are you?
Do it. 5'6".
Yeah. So I thought she was like your height.
Right. And 5'3" is like it's only 3 inches, but it's a lot. It's a difference.
It's a huge difference. My mom's 5'3". She's short, and my dad's 5'2". So I'm a walking miracle. But because I'm 5'9", I mean, my dad's 5'2". My mom's 5'3". But that's just short. Yeah. I mean, so there's a lot of camera magic that has to happen with Apple boxes, because sometimes when I see her against everybody else, like Jeremy Renner and stuff like that, he's tall. There's some people are tall. I mean, like, some of these guys are. Yeah, I mean, Downey Jr. is probably like 5'7", I think, or something like that. But for the most part, everybody else is pretty tall.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I pretty much leave that with like, at the end of the day, if you want people to see you in a certain light, you just got to go ahead and create that image for yourself. Put out the work that you want people to see, and that's kind of simply it. You have to create your own opportunities.
I've got one final question for myself, and then you might have one. I see your arm. I see the tattoo. Who's your Superman?
Ooh, I mean, I'm a Superman fan in general.
I know. Well, that way, of course. I mean,
for sure.
Got tattoo.
For sure.
No, because you couldn't see it. I saw it up. Yeah, I saw it on this side.
Oh, I would not have noticed that.
Yeah. So who's your Superman? I mean, come on, man.
it's Henry Cavill.
Thank you.
That's like my all-time favorite.
Thank
I mean, you know, and
that's my Superman.
I grew up with all of them. I grew up with Christopher Reeve. I grew up with Dean Cain.
Yes.
I grew up with even Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
is that the new guy that fought in the new show on CW?
Oh, that's Tyler Hoechlin.
I like.
He's great too.
He's great. That's a good show.
He is absolutely freaking great. I love that.
Sorry, I'm geeking out over here. You know?
Yeah, you know, but no, you know, and it's funny. Like the reason why like he's also my favorite too is because growing up, I didn't really have the opportunity to go ahead and see like any Superman film like in the theater, and Henry Cavill Superman was actually my first one. You know, and so for me that was just something special watching Man of Steel.
We need to, man. We might get it. That's what if Netflix gets it. Snyderverse is back, bro.
I pray so, man.
I'm afraid too.
That. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like what Gunn's doing. I like what he has going on and stuff like that. But I mean, for me, I've just always been a Snyderverse fan. I like that direction that they were going.
I mean, Jail.
I just thought, right.
Justice League was ridiculous. I mean, you have to watch it like that. You
Yeah.
cannot watch the 2-hour version. You've got to watch the 3.
Never again. Never again. It's the 4-hour version.
It's incredible.
Always, yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, you know, I would love to see at least that universe finished. I want. I'm not asking for a lot.
We are asking for a lot.
I mean, sure.
Man, come on, we're asking for a lot.
I just want Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
I want the Ben Affleck's Batman movie, his solo movie.
Batfleck's my boy, bro.
That's like my favorite Batman.
That's my favorite Batman.
Dark Knight Returns is like my favorite rendition of Batman of all time, and that dude played exactly that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the only reason I'm not gonna go against Bale, but it's not Bale that's the guy. I mean, Bale is great, guys, but I need to tell you something right now. It is Christopher Nolan. Don't trick yourself. That is all Nolan. I mean, that trilogy is one of the top trilogies of all time. But my best Batman is Batfleck.
Yeah, that's absolutely my favorite too. But yeah, Man of Steel 2, the Batfleck movie. I need Justice League 2 and 3.
That's what I'm saying.
And then that's it.
That's all I need.
Watching you guys bro out.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, we need one more. We need The Rock.
Oh, dude. I'm a huge Shazam. I also did like the Shazam movies. I mean, I know that's
yeah.
You know, but also I grew up with. Again, I'm an OG.
Yeah.
I knew him as Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So for me, like, yeah, I would love to see that team up with Superman and Shazam take on freaking Black Adam, bro. I'm telling you, like, man, if they really like money, just make it happen. Just
That's what I'm saying.
it.
Everybody's waiting.
At this point, it's like, how did you even see the ending of Black Adam? I'm just saying, how did you see the ending of Black Adam? You see Henry Cavill Superman come in facing off against with The Rock. I'm just like,
come on, man.
That's
all I'm in right now are like yes,
yeah,
throwing things right now because you don't understand, Felicia.
I don't. That's why
it's like
so
just in the cars
funny.
right now,
right?
Or sports ball,
right.
Everybody's all like yelling at the TV. That's what I feel like you guys are doing right now.
So just for as an example, it wouldn't happen in any particular universe, but imagine if Stallone's Rambo freaking comes across Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. And you're about to see them freaking battle it out, and like that's just the cliffhanger of the fucking movie.
That's
Would you
the
not
best
want to see
ever.
that sequel?
That is the best ever. Listen,
would you not want to freaking pay money to see that
and
happen?
never have it happen?
Right.
Schwarzenegger at the time and
at their peak. I mean, it's cool that we get to freaking play Mortal Kombat 11 now,
right.
and you get to have like
that's true.
You know, you get to do that. Okay, you get to kind of see what it looks like, but it's just like, man, that should be a movie. I don't know why. I don't know how you would write that together, but it would still be cool. People will go freaking pay for it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's why I would like to have Netflix because they love Schneider.
They do.
And they're gonna allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Gunn is done. I mean, like to me, I don't know. I love Millie Alcock. You know, she's now the new Supergirl, and the trailer just dropped.
Yeah.
And it's Volume 4, Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you see that? Yeah. It looks. I'm not gonna lie. His last one, James Gunn. I don't like James Gunn, but the last. I'm sorry, I'm so throwing out right now. The last Guardian of the Galaxy I was in tears, bro. Mm-hmm. It was good. He did a good job.
I've never cried for a CGI animal in my entire life.
I'm serious, I was. And I cried for the other little ones too as well. They was trying to save.
Right, they had a bunny. They had an otter.
And the little guy that had like the little, he was like, he could, remember they had all the, I don't know, it was like these, Felicia was cute. That's all I gotta say.
It's cute.
It was adorable.
It was adorable, and I was crying. It was the last one, man. But this, I don't know. People are like, I don't like it. I'm like, you know, James Gunn, he can do that. If he does it if he pulls off the Supergirl, because it's in a whole nother world, this looks different.
Yeah.
And the cinematography is different than the one with what's his name?
Dave Coursewet.
Yeah. And I didn't mind him.
Yeah. He was good. He was a good Superman. I just think like
it's not his fault.
Yeah.
The writing was. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, that was simply it was definitely a huge different direction. I would say it's overcorrection from what criticisms Man of Steel or even the Snyderverse really had, and that's just really it. I think that movie is just it's an answer to the Snyderverse.
One more question. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Last question.
Real quick. Go ahead. I will say that Supergirl definitely looks very like Guardians of the Galaxy like ish, and I understand why because I'm a comic book nerd and I know what comic.
She has a sword, bro.
She has a sword, and like I will say what makes me excited about that movie. I mean, like Superman fan in general, so I'm gonna watch it despite how I ever feel about it.
Superman,
but also too like I'm very excited for Jason Momoa's Lobo. Like I loved him as Aquaman, but man, he was born to play that role. So I'm.
Beyond, and he's new acting. How he's been acting in his last movie from not Fury because that was Thor, but he did that. This is one of the Fast and Furious. He was incredible.
Yeah,
he played a really flamboyant villain.
Yeah,
dope.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to his Lobo.
I honestly watched Fast X because of him.
Right?
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
you stopped at 2. That's why.
We're gonna need to do another one of these podcasts from just so I can sit on the sidelines and like record my reaction to your guys' conversation.
We're not part of it.
Yeah, some of it.
Go ahead and look at the backwards.
Yeah, I really think we're gonna have to do another one and watch you guys bro out.
That'd be dope. I'm in for it.
Dope.
Yeah.
Well, I think this was a really good podcast. Leah, I'm really glad you joined us because I think the conversation was even better just because you guys were able to bro out. So
hell yeah, dude.
He would have been name dropping and I would have been like, I don't know who that is. Or my big thing is I just keep, yeah.
No, I love that too. And like I said, it's also nice to kind of, hear things from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I thought of things a little differently than you guys did, I think. Which is great. No, it was really good, though. Really good conversation. I really enjoyed it, and listening to you guys bro out was just the bonus.
No, that's awesome. I'm always down to bro out, so thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming on, and we'll do another one. Absolutely. As long as you're willing to come to, the other side of town.
I'll be there.
All right, we'll do it. You got to come to the other side, too. He's even further in Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
He's on like Boulder Highway in Gibson.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, as long as we don't do it like a time. Well, it doesn't matter. There's more anyway. I'm not gonna.
We'll figure it out at a good time because he's coming from Henderson too, so we'll figure it out.
Perfect.
But yeah, until next time, guys. Bye.